I welcome every one of you to this class, and in this class we'll be studying this topic, inequality. And actually we'll be solving problems on inequality. So problems that has to do with quadratic inequality and problems that has to do with absolute value inequality. So I'm going to start with example 1, and this example 1 has to do with a problem that involves quadratic inequality. So how do I solve a quadratic inequality? So we are asked to solve this inequality, so we can start the solution of this. So we are having that x squared minus 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. So this is factorizable. So, and if you factorize it, this can be written as x minus 3, then multiplying x plus 1 less than or equal to 0. If you factorize this quadratic expression, you are going to get this, right? Then we want to find the solution of this inequality. If you want to find the solution of the inequality, you are going to assume the method of solving a quadratic equation. So assuming I have this quadratic equation and I factorize it, it means I'll be having x minus 3 multiplying x plus 1 equal to 0, right? Of which it means that this is 0 or this is 0, which means x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 1 is 0, which if you solve, it means that what? X, if you move 3 minus 3 to this side, you have that x is 3, or x for this one, move plus 1 to this side, you have x is minus 1. So which means that if I assume that this is a quadratic equation, I will get that x is 3 or x is what? Minus 1. Which one is biggest? 3 is bigger than what? Minus 1. So the solution of this, we are going to have that x 3, right? The biggest one, 3, we are going to write 3 will be greater than or equal to x, then x will be greater than or equal to the smaller one, minus 1. This is the shortcut we are going to use, and this you can write it either in this way, or you can write the solution in this form. Since we have a less than or equal to, you are going to have a close bracket 3 comma minus 1 close bracket. So this is the solution of this. So I'm going to explain why this is the solution. So which means that anytime you have a quadratic inequality to solve and you have less than, either you have less than or you have less than or equal to, once you have factorized it like this, then you are going to set it to be equal to 0, and you now find the value of x, the two values of x. Then the bigger one you are going to have, that bigger one will be greater than or equal to x, and x will be greater than or equal to the smaller value. Then this gives you the solution of this quadratic inequality, which you can put in this form. We are done solving this, but I will show you that this is actually the solution, and this shortcut is perfect. So I'm going to draw a real line. This is my negative infinity, or this is my negative infinity, and this is my positive infinity, and the center is what? 0, right? Remember, when we set this to equal to 0, we got that x is what? X is 3, or x is minus 1. And when we set this to equal to 0, you saw that when we did it here. So that this 3, where will 3 be? 3 will be located this side. Here is what? 3. Minus 1 will be located this side. Here is what? Minus 1. Okay. Remember, this is what we have. X minus 3, x plus 1 less than or equal to 0. This is what we have. So we want x that if you put it here, you are going to get a value that is either 0 or less than or equal to what? Or less than 0. Now you are going to get 0 if you put minus 1 or 3. If I put minus 1, here, this will be 0. So this whole thing will be 0. If I put 3 here, this will be 0. This whole thing will be 0. So the only time you get 0 is if x is 3 or minus 1, right? Then we are going to, I'm saying that, well, what I'm saying that the solution is number from here to here, that this is where the solution lies. That's what I'm saying, that this is where the solution lies. Let us check it. Okay, now I have a number. Just pick a number within here, this region, and show that this inequality is satisfied. I know that 2 is somewhere here, right? Which is true. 2 is somewhere here. If I put 2 here, 2 minus 3 is minus 1, right? And if you put 2 here, 2 plus 1 is 3. So minus 1 times 3 will be minus 3, which is obviously less than what? 0, which is true. Okay, if you come to this side, if you pick a number between minus 1 and 0, let me say minus half. If you put minus half here, you are going to have minus half minus 3, which is of course, which will be a negative number. And if you do minus half plus 1 is positive half. And if you do positive half times a negative number, you are going to get a negative number. You are going to get less than what? 0. So, and assuming that you now pick something outside this solution set, which I told you that outside this region, which I told that it will be the solution. If you now pick something at this side, if you pick something this side, let me say 4 is this side. If I pick 4, if I put x for 4 here, 4 minus 3 is what? 1. And if you put 4 here, 4 plus 1 is 5. And 1 multiply 5 is 5. 5 is not less than 0. 5 is greater than 0, which means that this inequality will not be satisfied if you pick any number greater than 3. Okay, if I pick a number smaller than minus 1, let me say minus 2, somewhere here. If I pick minus 2 and put here, minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, and minus 2 plus 1, we are going to get what? Minus 1. So minus 1 multiply minus 5 will give us positive 5, which is something bigger than 0. But we are looking for values that will make it less than what? 0, which means that it will not satisfy it. The only values of x that you pick that will satisfy this is if you pick value from minus 1 to what? 3. So this is, so which means that the shortcuts I showed you is what? Perfect and correct. So see you in our next video as we present more examples on this topic. Bye.